up here it's showing that we're recording. Okay, so now when we get done, we'll have this also on a video that we can share. Okay, so here is my ruler. I'm going to use the inches side. Do you guys remember the dimensions for that big rectangle again? 11 inches by 4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to line up my ruler with the very bottom of my page. Notice that the very first tick mark on my ruler, which is showing the beginning of it, is not all the way to the edge. There's a little bit of a space there. And I'm going to make a mark at 11 inches right here. That's my 11-inch mark. And I'm also going to move my ruler up a little bit on the page so I can make a second 11-inch mark so that I have two points that I can line up when I am doing my 4 inches that I know are both 11 inches from the end of my paper. So both of these marks here were made 11 inches from the edge of my paper. How long is this line supposed to be? 4 inches. So I'm going to measure 4 inches. I'm doing this a little bit weird. I actually have the 4 down here because I know at 4 all the way up to 0 is going to be 4 inches. And I am going to draw that line that's showing 4 inches, connecting those two dots. If you want to make an accurate line, the very smallest amount of points that you would need to make an accurate line is 2 points. So I always try to have at least 2 points. I'm also going to mark my 4-inch height from the other end of the paper because I'm going to be drawing the line across the top, and I want to have not even actually more than 2 points. I'm going to do another point in the middle showing my 4 inches, my 4-inch height, so that I have 3 points as a guide to put my ruler on, so that when I draw my top line, it's consistently 4 inches from the bottom. Bless you. Yeah. I'm also going to just kind of do this crisscross thing here, so we know this part of the paper eventually is going to get kind of cut away. Okay, now if we look again at the, I'm going to hit escape for a second. If we look again at our plans, here is the main body panel. We are going to be marking a 3-inch mark. This is going to be parallel to the front and the back here. It's going to be 3 inches in. So what we're going to have to do is start from the edge, and this time we're going to mark 3 inches in, and I'm going to do this at least twice. Three inches in, 3 inches. I did it right here. I did it kind of like down a little bit more. I'm just going to check my plans one more time. It's going to be a dotted line that we are drawing for that 3-inch mark, so that's kind of important. It's going to be a dotted line. So after I've created that 3-inch indicator, I'm going to make my dotted, or sometimes we call this broken line, from top to bottom. How are we doing? Am I going too fast? Okay. I'm gonna let you get caught up a little bit, and those of you that are caught up, very, very lightly in the middle of your main body, go ahead and put your initials. If you have the same initials as somebody in here, then do all 3. Your middle name too, but very lightly because we're going to erase it later. But this is how we're going to know whose paper is whose, because we're not going to get the entire thing done today, but we will tomorrow, and that's pretty cool. Hopefully, if things go well, we stay on task, we could have these for Friday. Yes, Lindsay?
How far is the dotted line from the paper?
This is 3 inches in. 3 inches in. Okay. Looking back at our measurements now, we are going to be making a solid line all the way till we get to the 3-inch mark, and then a dotted line the rest of the way. If I use the power of subtraction, I would know that this portion is 3 inches, meaning this portion must be 8 inches, because 8 plus 3 is 11. The 3-inch side is getting a solid line, the 8-inch side is getting a broken line, and this is going to be a 1/2 inch from the edge of the paper. So the best way to go about this is to create my 1/2 inch marks. I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm going to line it up with the top edge of my page, and I'm going to mark a 1/2 inch a few times, actually, because I want to make sure you know that you're at a 1/2 inch, that you're halfway between the 0 and the 1. This is, again, is usually the place where we have the most difficulty doing something that's accurate. I'm going to put my ruler on all of my lines to the best of my ability, and from the 3-inch portion of it, solid, and then the 8-inch portion gets a broken line. Okay, you're doing the same thing with the bottom. 1/2 inch from the bottom. You're going to make a few marks to make your ruler be in the right spot when we line it up. These are all 1/2 inch marks coming up from that bottom edge. Make sure they are 1/2 inch. And then it's a solid all the way till you get to the 3-inch line, and then a broken line the rest of the way. we doing? Eh. Okay, let's use the other side of the paper now. So we're going to use the natural edge of the paper for our fins and our air scoop. If we look back again at the measurements that we have for the fins, here we go. Things to be aware of. These fins have a lot of 3-inch measurements. The bottom of the fin is 3 inches. The side of the fin is 3 inches. The only thing that we have to make sure that we do after we create these 3-inch measurements is draw in from the outside these 1/2-inch lines. Okay, so the best way to do this is to make the marks that are showing the base and the side of it. Let me see where I am here. Where is my camera? There it is. Okay. I'm going to use this natural edge and corner of my paper to make a mark at 3 inches and then make another mark at 6 inches because that would be 2 3-inch segments. Yes, Lawson? Oh, okay. I have another piece of paper up here that you can use for the other 2 spots. Here you go. Yeah, the reason that I used the bottom was so I had that natural 90-degree angle to work with, but you could take this to do the other 2 pieces. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have something inaccurate. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so you should have a 3-inch mark and then another 3-inch mark, so I marked this at 3 and 6 on my ruler. I'm also going to do a 3-inch mark up this side, so that's up here. 3-inch mark up the side. If I line my ruler up with the edge of my paper, I'm going to make one more mark at the 6-inch spot so that when I make this 3-inch line, I have not 1 but 2 points to line my ruler up with so that I can create an upright line that's 3 inches. So again, I lined my ruler up with the edge, made one more 6-inch mark so that I had a reference for putting my ruler at the right spot for that 3-inch line. These 3 spots here, here, and here all need a 1/2 inch mark. These 3 spots all need a 1/2 inch mark going inwards. A 1/2 inch mark here, a 1/2 inch mark here, and a 1/2 inch mark here. And lastly, you're going to be connecting the top to the middle for each of these 2 fins. So you don't have to do a measurement, you're just using the straight edge of your ruler to connect 2 points to make a segment. You're doing this by connecting the top of your fin, your half-inch mark off your fin, to the top of the half-inch mark in the middle. And then I'm going to gently, again, put my initials in each of the fins. Questions so far? Okay. We actually have time to start the air scoop. Does anybody need another moment to get caught up? Okay, so you guys are awesome. You can take a second to get that done. Okay, I'm going to just take a brief moment to look at the air scoop measurements. We're going to do this until the bell rings. So when the bell does ring, we're going to put a pile of stuff over by Janelle. One thing will be the paper, another will be the ruler, and if you have a pencil, the other thing will be a pencil. Yeah, so on your way out, that's what you're going to do. You can start getting your things ready. Waiting to hear if we hear the bell or not in here.
It's just a loud.
I think it went. Yeah, the bell rang. It's not ringing in here. So make sure you make those piles nice and neat over by where Janelle's spot is. If you have one of my pencils, leave it over there. I'll give it back to you tomorrow if you need it. And I will see you tomorrow. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.